CozyTimer is like a PC application but on the phone. It's rare to get such a feature-filled application, and I found it in a sleep timer of all places. The only one that has ever worked on my phone and does exactly what I want and more. Right on the home screen there is a menu top right that has some quick features like a theme switch for light and dark, as well as a way to uninstall, which I thought was interesting as not too many apps will make it this easy. There are a few other things here, but really we want to focus on the settings icon. This is where you can access more features and customize the way the app operates. Before I go into that, I want to just look around at the main screen. Here you can see a timer for hours, minutes, and seconds. And its settings are pretty straightforward, but there are multiple ways to set it up. You can tap on the numbers in the center of the circle and change each box individually with the direct input, or you can tap the box you want to edit and add or remove by one with the plus and minus icons on the right side. If you have made your final decision, you can either save your new time with the check mark or cancel it with the X icon. There is also a way to change the time by tapping inside the circle on the empty space or the white line and drag the orb around to change by the minute up to a max of 5 hours. You can swipe on the main screen to access another timer, but this schedules a trigger for the timer on the other screen that we just set. So it's kind of like a timer for the timer. So if you know that every day at 11 PM you're going to be watching some YouTube videos and falling asleep randomly in the middle of one, you can set this to go off every day and start the timer at that time. You can also turn off the daily repeat and set this timer with a new time each day if your schedule is not consistent. Now you may have noticed that on the screen I have a little YouTube symbol. This is because I have customized mine to automatically open my YouTube app when I start my timer. You can actually build a menu of apps here, and when you come to set the timer for the night, you can also select which one of the apps you want it to open for that occasion. This is done through the settings icon I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the video. So finally, let's go check out all these customizable settings. So the stop playback button has two options in the 3 dots. You can have it pause or stop the video. I have it stop the video as I'm not expecting to wake up and directly continue the video again where I left off. Once you choose which one you want, you can make sure it's turned on with this toggle on the right side. It indicates its mode by changing color. Red is active and gray is inactive. Close app screen if toggled will close the app and return to home screen. This doesn't kill the app, it just puts it in the background, so it's best paired with the stop, pause, playback toggle. Screen off requires certain privileges, but I have had the app for some time now and I have been using it a lot before making the video, and it works pretty well. I have not experienced any issues with my phone. Things like malware, ransomware, bank accounts are fine. It hasn't changed the way my phone operates. It's just a decent feature. This feature will simulate the press of a lock button on the side of your phone. This is a great feature which most apps won't have when it comes to timers. This helps exponentially on saving battery power and lowering light in your room while you sleep. There is also an add time feature. Here you can adjust the time and it will adjust your drop down when the timer is active to add that amount of time to your timer. If you are having trouble sleeping or the video you are watching is just too interesting to miss out on, use this to add more time to your timer. You can even toggle this setting below and opt to shake your phone to add that time to your timer instead. There are 2 volume settings here. Volume fade out will allow you to have your phone's volume fade down to a certain level over a period of 4 minutes. You can adjust this on the volume bar to be any level, even mute the volume. The other will adjust the volume to your choice as soon as you start the timer. Stop low battery is an ignorable feature, but let's just say you're stuck somewhere without a charger, but you want to watch something without having to check your battery over and over again to remember to stop and save the rest of its charge for more important stuff. You can use stop low battery and it will stop the video at whatever percentage you set. You can have the application also turn on and off connections on your phone. You can activate Do Not Disturb, and it also allows you to quickly switch to your phone's Do Not Disturb settings to customize it to allow certain notifications and calls through, if this is an available feature natively on your phone. The Connections section, depending on your phone's current version, will allow you to turn off Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. I can only do Bluetooth as Wi-Fi cannot be toggled on Android 10 or higher. Now remember when we took a look at the main screen and there was a YouTube button and I mentioned that you can add more buttons here? The launch app settings will allow you to add apps here that when selected will be launched when you start the time. I recommend toggling both of the settings at the top if you're using this feature at all, and the description is straightforward. It just launches the apps and adds your list to the main screen. Change device settings is another seemingly redundant feature at the moment that could be used, but everything else I have already shown and explained can be used instead of this feature. The app detect start is a premium feature which I don't need or have, but if you'd like to have your timer start itself with all of its settings when a certain app is running during a certain time, all automatically, this will do it. Maybe you have a tablet as a display that runs all day for your store and your employees forget to turn it off when closing down. This will do that work for you. All around, this application just works for me and a lot of other people. I couldn't recommend any other timer more than this one.